Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! Scott Matthews stared at the email on his screen, the words blurring slightly as the weight of them sank in. The financial firm he had led as CEO for over a decade was undergoing a massive restructuring. Economic downturns had hit hard, and the board had decided on drastic measures to cut costs and streamline operations. His position was being eliminated, folded into a new executive structure. But there was an offer buried in the fine print, a demotion to an entry-level secretary role in the administrative pool. It came with a fraction of his former salary, but in this recession, any job was better than none. He rubbed his temples, his blonde hair falling slightly over his forehead, and typed a reluctant acceptance. The next morning, he arrived at the office early, dressed in his usual suit, only to be pulled aside by HR. "Scott, there's a condition," the manager said, her voice firm but not unkind. "All secretaries in this department follow the female dress code. It's part of the company's equality initiative, uniformity in appearance to promote focus on tasks over gender norms." He blinked, thinking it was a joke, but the stack of paperwork and the provided uniform in the changing room proved otherwise. A navy pencil skirt, a crisp white blouse, and a pair of nude heels. Humiliation burned in his cheeks, but desperation won out. He changed, fumbling with the unfamiliar garments, the skirt hugging his legs awkwardly, the heels making him wobble as he stepped out. His first day as a secretary was a whirlwind of menial tasks, answering phones, scheduling meetings, filing reports. Colleagues whispered behind his back, some smirking at the former CEO reduced to this. He kept his head down, focusing on the keyboard, his blonde hair tucked behind his ears to keep it out of the way. By lunchtime, his feet ached from the heels, and the skirt restricted his movements, forcing him to take smaller steps. But he pushed through, determined not to give anyone the satisfaction of seeing him quit. As the weeks progressed, something unexpected happened. The administrative duties, once beneath him, began to reveal their own rhythm. He learned to anticipate the needs of the executives he now supported, preparing coffee just right, organizing files with precision, managing calendars to avoid overlaps. His typing speed improved, and he started catching errors in documents that others missed. The office buzzed with efficiency around him, and for the first time in years, he felt a sense of accomplishment that wasn't tied to cutthroat deals or boardroom battles. One afternoon, during a team meeting, a coworker addressed him casually. "Hey, could you pass those notes, Madeline?" The name slipped out, perhaps a mix-up or a playful jab, but it lingered in his mind. Madeline. It felt strangely fitting, a fresh start away from the baggage of Scott. That evening, as he adjusted the white blouse in the mirror, smoothing the navy skirt over his hips, he whispered the name to himself. It didn't feel wrong. From then on, she embraced it. Madeline requested the name change in the company directory, and HR obliged without much fuss, updating her badge and email signature. She arrived each day in the required attire, the nude heels clicking confidently down the hallway. Her blonde hair, which she now styled with a simple clip to keep it neat, framed her face in a way that softened her features. Colleagues adapted quickly. Some even complimented her on how well she handled the transition, both literal and figurative. Madeline's days settled into a productive routine. Mornings began with sorting incoming emails, prioritizing urgent ones for her assigned executive, Mr. Harlan. She brewed the office coffee, ensuring it was strong but not bitter, and distributed memos with handwritten notes for clarity. Afternoons involved transcribing meeting minutes, her fingers flying over the keys, capturing every detail. she discovered a knack for diplomacy, smoothing over scheduling conflicts with polite phone calls and follow-ups. One particularly busy week, a major client audit loomed. Meline stayed late, her nude heels tucked under the desk as she cross-referenced financial spreadsheets. The skirt's fabric whispered against her legs as she shifted, but she barely noticed anymore. It had become second nature. When Mr. Harlan praised her work the next day, saying the organized files had saved hours of hassle, a warm glow spread through her. This fulfillment was quieter than the adrenaline of closing multi-million-dollar deals, but it was real, grounded in helping others succeed. Socially, things evolved too. Lunch breaks in the break room turned into casual chats with other secretaries, all women who welcomed her without judgment. They shared tips on comfortable hosiery and quick makeup fixes, though Meline kept things minimal, focusing on her tasks. One day, during a group coffee run, a colleague named Lisa confided in her about work stress, and Meline offered advice drawn from her old executive insights, phrased gently. It felt good to be a confidant, not a commander. As months passed, Medeline's confidence grew. She volunteered for additional responsibilities, like coordinating office events. For the quarterly team-building lunch, she arranged catering, decorated the conference room with simple banners, and even suggested icebreaker activities that fostered better communication. The event was a hit, with laughter echoing through the halls, and several executives thanked her personally. In those moments, she realized how much she had thrived in isolation as CEO, missing the camaraderie of teamwork. Personal changes deepened her embrace. At home, she experimented with the wardrobe, adding a few blouses and skirts of her own, always in professional styles. Her blonde hair, which she let grow a bit longer, was now styled in soft waves that complemented the white blouse she wore daily. She practiced walking in heels until it was effortless, her posture improving, exuding poise. Friends outside work noticed the shift, but she deflected questions, simply saying she was happier this way. Back at the office, challenges arose. A new hire, fresh from college, struggled with the filing system. Meline took her under her wing, patiently explaining the color-coded folders and digital backups. "It's all about making things flow," she said, demonstrating with a stack of reports. The young woman caught on quickly, and soon they were collaborating on larger projects, like updating the company's internal wiki. Medeline's administrative prowess shone, turning potential chaos into order. One evening, as rain pattered against the windows, Meline worked overtime on a budget report. The navy pencil skirt felt like an extension of herself, the white blouse crisp against her skin. She paused to stretch, her nude heels tapping softly on the floor. Reflecting on her journey, she marveled at how the demotion had uncovered a side of her she never knew existed. The cutthroat world of executive decisions had left her exhausted, always on edge. Now, as Meline, she found joy in the details, in supporting the team's success. The following week brought a company-wide announcement. Promotions were on the horizon for standout performers. Whispers circulated about who might advance. Meline didn't dwell on it. She was content where she was. But during her performance review, Mr. Harlan surprised her. "You've exceeded expectations, Meline. Your dedication has been invaluable." He hinted at a potential lead secretary role, with more oversight but still in the administrative realm. Excitement bubbled within her. This wasn't a step back to her old life, but a progression in her new one. Embracing her identity fully, Meline attended a professional development seminar for administrative staff. Dressed in her usual attire, she networked with others, sharing stories of efficiency hacks. One speaker discussed work-life balance, inspiring Meline to incorporate small self-care routines, like a quick walk during breaks, her heels clicking rhythmically on the pavement. As fall turned to winter, the office decorated for the holidays. Madeline helped string lights and organize the Secret Santa exchange, her blonde hair catching the twinkling glow. She felt integrated, valued not for power plays but for her reliability. Colleagues invited her to after-work gatherings, where conversations flowed easily, free from the hierarchies of her past. A pivotal moment came during a crisis. A server crash wiped out several key documents. Panic spread, but Madeline remained calm. Drawing on her old knowledge, she guided the IT team through recovery steps while reconstructing files from her meticulous backups. By morning, everything was restored, and the firm avoided a major setback. Gratitude poured in, solidifying her place. With each passing day, Madeline delved deeper into her role. She mentored interns, teaching them the nuances of professional correspondence. Her emails were models of clarity, her phone manner impeccable. She even suggested process improvements, like a new ticketing system for requests, which the department adopted enthusiastically. Personal growth mirrored her professional one. She joined a local book club, attending in skirts and blouses, discussing novels that explored identity and change. Her blonde hair, now shoulder length, became a signature look, often complimented. At home, she redecorated her space with softer touches, creating a sanctuary that reflected her evolving self. In the office, relationships blossomed. She formed a close bond with Sarah from accounting, collaborating on cross-department projects. Their lunches became a highlight, filled with laughter and shared ideas. Madeline's insights, honed from years at the top, added depth without dominating. As the new year approached, the firm hosted a gala. Madeline selected an elegant navy dress that mirrored her daily skirt, pairing it with higher nude heels for the occasion. She mingled confidently, her blonde hair styled in an updo. Toasts were made to the team's resilience, and she felt a profound sense of belonging. But fulfillment wasn't without introspection. Late nights, as she reviewed agendas in her quiet cubicle, she pondered the path not taken. The CEO role had been glamorous, but hollow. Now, as Madeline, every task carried meaning, every interaction built connections. Spring brought fresh challenges. A merger with a smaller firm meant integrating new staff. Madeline coordinated the onboarding, creating welcome packets and training sessions. Her organizational skills ensured a smooth transition, earning her a commendation from upper management. She also took on creative tasks, like designing newsletters that highlighted employee achievements. Her writing, once reserved for terse memos, now flowed with warmth, engaging readers. Amidst this, personal milestones occurred. Madeline updated her driver's license and other documents to reflect her name, a step that felt liberating. Her wardrobe expanded with variations on the theme, different shades of blouses, but always paired with skirts and heels. One rainy afternoon, a power outage hit the building. While others fretted, Madeline distributed flashlights and manual task lists she had prepared as backups. Her foresight kept productivity humming, even in the dim light. As summer neared, the office planned a retreat. Madeline helped organize activities, from team games to workshops. At the event, dressed in a light skirt and blouse, she participated fully, her nude heels navigating the outdoor paths with ease. Back at work, she tackled a backlog of archived files, digitizing them methodically. The process was tedious, but satisfying, each scanned document a piece of order restored. Friendships deepened. With Lisa, she shared weekend plans, attending a local fair where they strolled in comfortable attire, her skirt swaying gently. Professionally, Madeline's reputation grew. Executives sought her input on administrative strategies, valuing her unique perspective. In quieter moments, she journaled, capturing her thoughts on this transformation. The blonde hair she once cropped short now symbolized her renewal. A new project arose, revamping the filing room. Madeline led the effort, enlisting help to reorganize shelves and implement labeling systems. The result was a space that saved time for everyone. She also attended webinars on advanced office software, applying new skills to streamline workflows. As autumn returned, the cycle of work continued, but with Madeline at its heart, more efficient and harmonious. One day, a confidential email arrived from the board. It outlined further changes, hinting at opportunities for those who had adapted well. Madeline read it carefully, her heart racing with possibility. Hope you enjoyed the story so far. The rest will be available on Patreon.